What's up, everybody? I'm J.S. Garrett, and I'm here with Nackle Searles. All right, so what we're doing here is we're doing a pre-interview for a Rite of Deification that I'll be performing for her tomorrow night, actually. And so I wanted to talk to her beforehand and talk about the interview, be able to answer questions. I'll be getting some personal information from her, and then I'll also be filming her ritual. And then I'm going to do a follow-up interview with her afterwards to discuss her experiences. So I want to thank you for coming on with me, and thank you for allowing me to document this experience.
Yes, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm looking forward to everything that's I've read about your reviews. I've heard nothing but great things about what you do for people.
Awesome, thank you. And yeah, that's really how I developed this rite. Was I was trying to help my wife. You know, I was trying to figure out a way to help her recover from some physical injuries, as well as dealing with some illness that she had at that time, and improve her energy levels. And so I was seriously like walking around the house, like asking out loud, like, how can I do this? What is the key to fixing all of this? And it wasn't long after that it kind of like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I could literally like telepathically hear Shimyaza telling me the instructions for this. And then I was also getting like mental images, like seeing myself performing the rite. And it was a holy shit moment. I'm like, how's nobody thought of that? That makes total sense, you know? And why can't I just evoke somebody like I would any other spirit and make them a sacrifice to make them more strong, healthy and more powerful. And so yeah, I went to a mountaintop and I had my wife go to sleep. I drove about 15 miles away and did the experiment, and the results were outstanding. So I published that, and then people were requesting it. So that's how I got started. I never really set out to do ritual for hire. It just kind of happened that way. But
yeah, I actually I saw that you were doing the ritual maybe a year ago. I saw your interview with the other gentleman that you did it with, and he did it for you as well. And I was just like, that's incredible, because it was something that I had always wondered, if you can evoke not just spirits, but people that are here as well.
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense if we're spirits that have bodies. Then yeah, why couldn't you? If you can summon someone's spirit after they're dead, why can't you do it while they're still alive? And yeah, it's pretty simple in how it works. What I'll have you do is we'll coordinate what time we're going to do this tomorrow night, and I'll simply have you lay down and relax beforehand. And what I normally do is tell people to try to just go to sleep for the night, because whenever I pull somebody out of body, your body's response to that is to shut down and go to sleep, because the energy that is you animating that body, most of that is leaving at the time. So that only makes sense that you would feel tired physically. And for some reason, sleep is required for this energy to transfer to you physically. It's like your spirit is absorbing all of this energy, and then I send you back to your body, and that transfers while you're sleeping. And like I've noticed with people who stay awake intentionally for the rite, they will typically have some pretty crazy experiences, but they don't feel that like rush of physical energy until after they get some sleep. So that's how I put that together, that's necessary. So
yeah, I was wondering how that would go. I tend to get insomnia, and it takes me sometimes until about 3 o'clock, and I'm like this rite, it might make me pass out, which will be great because I could get a full night's sleep.
Yeah, most people pass out when I'm doing this. If they're sitting down and relaxing, then they do go to sleep. And I've experienced that myself. The gentleman you were just mentioning, that's JD Temple. He and I actually for each other every so often, and it really gets better every time we do it. It's like each sacrifice adds to you. It adds to what you are. It adds to your energy field, and so it's really cool, the experiences people have. Everyone's a little bit different. Some people, if they're already healthy and they already have, they don't have any health problems, and their energy levels are normal, then they really notice the extra physical energy. Whereas if someone's suffering from like a chronic illness or something, quite often that illness goes away, and they don't report having as much physical energy. It's like the energy goes where it needs to go. So I'm transferring a massive amount of energy into you physically, and your body utilizes that the way that it needs to. And I guess the spiritual aspect of the experience is pretty far out too, as far as like what people experience. You know, JD can sit there and move things with his mind and do stuff like that. So I mean, that's
got to take years of practice.
yeah. I've had some crazy reports from people that can do miraculous things after having this done. So I think any like abilities that lie dormant within somebody, it definitely brings those to the surface. And you know, some people think that it activates dormant DNA. That's quite possible. I have no way to test that. I wouldn't know how to prove it. But yeah, it's really awesome to get people's feedback and experiences. So typically, I will ask someone when I sit down and talk with them like this, what is it that made them want to do this ritual? What is it that you're hoping to gain from it the most?
Well, when I spoke to your wife about it, because she had it as well, and me and her, we've had some of the same traumas. So I'm looking for a deeper self-healing, along with actual physical healing. I have, you know, some shoulder issues from a job that I did years ago, and it would be nice to, you know, be able to lay down and it not hurt.
Yeah.
But you know, the end game is I'm just trying to reach my higher self through motivation and knowledge.
Okay, excellent. So I've got, you know, I can kind of custom tailor this to an extent. And that's when I have you in front of me after I've successfully evoked you. I can petition you just like I would any other spirit to utilize the power and energy from the sacrifice to do this specific thing. Like what you were talking about with relieving chronic pain. That's something that I've gotten out of this, and many people who suffer from that have reported relief from that. So that'll be really interesting. You said that was in your shoulders, correct?
Yes, my right shoulder.
All right.
It's fantastic because that's my dominant arm.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing that you mentioned, can you explain that a little bit more to me there?
Like with the more knowledge,
Yeah.
I can read a book 20 times. It doesn't stick.
Okay.
It's like I know it, but yes, like gaining more knowledge, it's, you know, and it's sticking, and it just, without having to constantly going back and back and back, reading over and over, trying to. I'm a bookaholic. I love reading on the occult and of regular everyday stuff. So I'd like to, you know, read it and not have to read it 20 times to remember everything.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, that's a new one. No one's made that specific request yet, so that'll be interesting. I will definitely incorporate these things into the rite, and you know, I'll be videoing your ritual, and we'll probably make like a highlight clip of that ritual to put on YouTube. But we'll obviously be, you know, editing personal information and things like that out of there. Things that are personal to you that you wouldn't want everyone to see. So I'll allow you to review all of that and get your permission before we put anything on YouTube. And if you're up for it, I'd like to do a follow-up interview, you know, a week or two after the ritual, after it's had a lot of time to really set in, and you're able to look back over a period of time and say, this is how I felt before the ritual, and now this is how I feel, you know, a few weeks later. And yeah, so for that would be really cool. And even if you want to do another one like 6 months down the road, because people they write me 6 months, a year after doing the rite, and they'll tell me they're still seeing results coming from this, or that they attribute to this. So that would be really awesome.
Yeah, no, I look forward to continuing working with you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, I'm going to get some personal information like your name and birthday, and we'll coordinate on the time that I'm going to begin this tomorrow night. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good night, Nackle, and we will see you again very soon.
Circle, creation of magic, be the center of the universe in which all things formed and unformed, past and future, abroad into present reality.
And now call and conjure forth the 4 demonic gatekeepers to hold space and protection over this sacred operation. The desired outcome will be achieved. Amen, come. Azazel. Azazel, come. Abaddon. Abaddon, come. Belial. Belial, come. I hereby call upon the 4 demonic gatekeepers, Amemon, Azazel, Abaddon, Belial, to come now and surround this circle, holding space and protection over the sacred operation, so the desired outcome may be achieved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flame, I awaken you. Flame, I awaken you. Flame, I awaken you. I awaken you, fire.
I awaken your flame, and in doing so, I awaken the shadow. For only from within darkness may we behold the light. May the flames unite, and unite, and unite. So it is done. And by the power of Shilyaza, I ignite the black sun. May its rays shine upon me. And now call upon the little people in the spirit world by the power of these words. Om Rama. Men Rama. The sense of blood and bone, I call you. Astarte, Queen of Heaven, come. Astarte, Queen of Earth, come. Astarte, Queen of the Underworld, come. Astarte, Goddess of Love, come. Astarte, Goddess of War, come. Astarte is called Ishtar, come. Thank you, my goddess. These beautiful flowers, the token of my love and affection for you. May you absorb the green blood. Blackberries. You want some jack too? Yes, ma'am. Shilyaza, King of Heaven, come. Shilyaza, King of the Shaman, come. Shilyaza, knower of the names, come. Shilyaza, maker of gods, come. Shilyaza, hail thou, Abyssic angel, he who took up the sword and scythe against the angels of ignorance. He who said, fuck the slave gods, I shall descend to earth and forge men and women into gods and goddesses. Upon earth shall be our throne. I ask you to bless and consecrate this wine. Infuse this elixir with your power and essence, so I may take within me the strength to perform this sacred operation in the manner in which it should be performed. For it is in your honor that I perform this rite for all those who desire it. I drink the blood of Shilyaza and take within me this spirit. This is the deification of Nackle. Perform this rite for the purpose of healing her past trauma improving her right shoulder pain, improving her memory retention, to heal her heart condition. Medicine des Elfmay. Nicole, and now inscribe your name and birthday into the sigil of Astarte. For after speaking with you, think that this is necessary, that you will benefit greatly from her touch. Astarte, goddess of love and war, I shall now charge and open your sigil with the blood from Yaza and the blood of this sacrifice will be transferred directly in to Nicole through the power of your sigil. Nagat Atu Semat. Legions come forth around this circle, empower this rite, clear the path, and bring me the spirit of Nicole to stand before me within the flames. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nicole, I evoke you. Hear me and answer me, for no one can refuse me. Nicole, Princess of Power, come. Nicole, Sister in Darkness, come. Nicole, who bows before no one, come. The scent of blood and bone, I call you. Hear my words, see my signs, and know that I command the universe to bring you before me. I may honor you in spirit, and I honor you in the flesh. I may offer you the sacrifice that will make your flesh immortal. Hello, Nicole. Thank you for answering my call. I've summoned you here to offer you a sacrifice of burning flesh and blood. You may take strength and power from that sacrifice, so it will awaken the goddess within you and heal your mind, body, and soul. And now offer you this fine, healthy rooster as a sacrifice of burning flesh and blood. Accept the sacrifice. Absorb the power to reach yourself. Thank you, Brother Rooster. Thank you for your sacrifice. Nicole, receive this energy. May you absorb this life force energy. May it give your arms, hands, and legs the superhuman strength to serve you however you desire. May it make your body tough, strong, and immune to all illness or injury. May it strengthen, enhance, and empower you on every possible level. Physically, mentally, magically, sexually. May the condition in your heart be healed May your heart be strengthened and rejuvenated and perform its proper function. May the pain in your right shoulder be alleviated. May your mental capacity be increased so that you retain knowledge and information easier. May your magical power be increased so that you no longer need someone like me to perform rites on your behalf. May you have all the power necessary to bend, change, and transform your own reality however you desire it. May your emotional trauma be healed. May those wounds plague you no more. May you look back on those things as things that strengthened and empowered you in the long run. The scar tissue upon your soul, it acts as a shield against all future assaults. Hail Nicole, hail the infernal empire, absorb the blood in the body. Astarte, goddess of love and war, may the power and strength of this blood, the blood of Shemyaza, and the blood of this sacrifice, be transferred directly into Nicole's power of your sigil, healing her, lifting her up, strengthening and empowering her with the divine feminine, with the power of the goddess Astarte. Receive this offering. Nicole, may the power of this sacrifice bring you all that you desire and more. May you utilize this energy to heal, to strengthen your physical body, heal the condition within your heart, rejuvenate that organ so it becomes strong and healthy again. Alleviate the pain in your right shoulder and heal your emotional trauma. May you know strength and power, the likes of which you have never known before. May you evolve and transform into the godlike being you are destined to become. May you look back on this rite as the best decision you've ever made. May every aspect of your life be improved. Hail, Nicole. Hail the infernal empire. Hail the goddess Astarte. You're welcome, my sister. It's an honor and a pleasure to perform this rite on your behalf. The road ahead of you is bright and paved with gold. In time, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. May all obstacles that lie before you be removed or obliterated. May you conquer all that stands in your way. Thank you, my sister. Thank you for answering my call. Thank you for commissioning me to perform this rite on your behalf. Many hear the call, but you have the balls to answer that call. We make ourselves worthy of power in putting forth the time and effort required to reach out and take power for ourselves. It's an honor and a pleasure to perform this rite on your behalf. It's an honor and a pleasure to get to know you. I now dismiss you. Go now. Return to your body. Carry with you this newfound strength and youth. Go now. Return to your body and rise as a goddess in the flesh. Deified through burning flesh and blood. Armed with the power of Godhood. Blessed by the touch of Astarte. Nicole, go. So it is done.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm back here with Nackle Searles, and we have just completed her Rite of Deification 3 days ago, and this is the follow-up interview. We're going to discuss her experiences as well as my experiences in performing her. So, how you doing, Nackle?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really good. Doing really good. Your rite was really awesome to perform. I really enjoyed that, and it was an intense experience for me. So I really wanted to jump on here again and do a follow-up to see what you experienced and what you thought about it overall 3 days later. So yeah, how was it on your end?
It would, okay, so laying down, I was just like, okay, I feel fine. So I thought maybe, going into a meditative state would help me to fall asleep to help you get your process started. And while I was meditating, it got really weird. First, I got kind of like a cooling sensation that came over me, really relaxing. But what stuck out to me was it felt like my skull was actually like opening and blooming. And there was like this warmth that kept flowing in and out through the top of my head before I passed out. But right before passing out, I don't know what I was seeing, but it looked like just a person walking in circles around me. It may have been you. I may have been tapping into the ritual, but I just conked out. And next thing I know, it's 6:30 in the morning, way before I normally would wake up on my own. And I saw your wife had messaged me and you guys said that you guys were done, and I was just like, awesome, I'm going back to sleep. And I called out of work. I felt really light, almost like I ate mushrooms, so to say, without tripping. Like colors were more vibrant. I felt no pain. I felt everything was at ease. It was a really good feeling to wake up to.
Oh, that's awesome. So did you get some alleviation in the shoulder pain and things like that?
Yes, actually, I couldn't do this last week, and I can do that. So that's huge for me. With my heart, no palpitations, and that's incredible because I'm always out of breath, and with the bad flow of the circulation that's going because of the arrhythmia, it's nice. I feel more alive because it feels like everything's working properly now.
No, that's great. That's great, and that's pretty amazing. I mean, that's like that's almost like a miracle to be able to do it. Yes. And to at least provide relief from something like that. That is too cool. So yes. So yeah, I videoed your ritual, and we're gonna make like a highlight reel of the ritual taking place that we can put with these interviews. Of course, we will edit out your personal information, like your name and birthday, and I'll send you the video beforehand before we drop it. And if there's anything else you want me to take out just for personal reasons, then we will definitely do that. But no, it was a really intense rite. It went really smooth. Like some people are difficult to evoke. Some people it's like they're weighted down, and I have to get like really forceful with the conjuration, and I'll have to ask spirits to help like sever whatever ties that are binding them. And no, it went really smooth with you. You came in really strong. You didn't come by yourself. You definitely had some spiritual guides that showed up with you, and I could feel that as we were as I was beginning the conjuration. Like every time an entity enters the circle, it's like this wave of energy will hit you. Like you feel their energetic aura or whatever you want to call it. And that happened multiple times right before you showed up. And then it was like, whoosh. It was really cool. And I also utilized the sigil Astarte for your rites, and I utilized my own blood in that, which I assumed that you would be okay with, and that
Oh,
was
yes.
yeah. She's like really good when it comes to healing like trauma and even physical ailments and things like that. And I spilled a good bit of the blood from the sacrifice onto that sigil as well, and then placed that in the fire while you were still present. For the purpose of transferring that energy into you, fueled with my intention to give you that healing. So I'm so glad that this went well. I'm glad you're having a good experience. I definitely want to follow up with you, like maybe 3 weeks or 3 months down the road, so that you have a good span of time where you can look back and say, this is what it was like before the ritual, and after this much time has passed, these are the differences that I've noticed. So yeah,
Yes.
So did you feel?
Awesome.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you first.
Did you feel disoriented at all when you woke up?
Well, I mean, I normally wake up a little disoriented because of the heart malfunctions. So I'd rather it make more sense to say I felt less disoriented.
Okay.
I felt more stable, which was great.
That is
A little foggy, but like the colors of the trees, I could feel like the plants breathing around me. I mean, my house is full of plants, so it was great. It was very awakening.
That is awesome, and that's like the ultimate goal of the rite, is for overall enhancement of everything that you are, and to awaken that goddess that is within you. It's within all of us to unlock that power, and that's the main thing I'm trying to do with this rite. And you're absorbing the energy and the life force and the soul of the sacrifice. You absorb all of that, and so it adds to you. It adds to whatever you already are, which expands your energy field. It gives your body the extra energy it needs to heal things like chronic pain or any type of condition that you might have. And I never promise anybody that I can heal them of something, but I all I can promise them is that I can give it a damn good try. So definitely take note over the next few months and see how you're feeling. See if those positive effects remain with you. And I'm so happy that this helped you out.
Yeah, me too. Thank you again so much. It was great, and I slept better than I had, even with the less amount of sleep than I have in a while.
Cool. Yeah. It's and sleep is something that's necessary for this energy to transfer from your spiritual body into your physical body. I'm not sure why that is, but people that remain awake throughout the ritual, which very few people have, or people that don't sleep much, the night of the ritual, they'll typically feel kind of tired the next day until they get some good sleep, and then it's like that transformation or that transfer of energy completes. And most people report having more physical energy and clarity, and more fluid movements and things like that. So yeah, it sounds like this was an overall success, and the operation went very smooth. There were no hiccups. So yeah, I'm really excited to have done this with you.
Yes, thank you. The one other thing that I noted in my journal was the amount of spiders that appeared the next day. I wanted to bring that up. Found webs in my bedroom, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, outside on the back porch. There were multiple. And then we got down to my car, and there were webs on my car. And I mean, we live in a downtown area. There's not a lot of wildlife or places for them to be hiding like that. So I'm going to be looking into that a little more as well.
Yeah, that is really interesting. And you're the first person who's reported that, waking up to having spider webs throughout their house, and even on your vehicle. Now, I did do this for a young man a while back, and a large spider crawled up onto his photograph right before it was time to put the bloody photo into the fire. And so it was like it offered itself as a sacrifice as well to that person's spirit. And there's actually an entity that I just call the master spirit of the spider. That's the only name I have for it, but it has given me a sigil, and it's extremely powerful. Like, I used to be afraid of spiders. I was, I a total arachnophobe. And after working with that spirit, now they don't frighten me at all. I can actually, pick up a spider and think that it's beautiful. So no, I don't know if I'm sending it to you yet, but I'm going to send you that sigil and the ritual that I do with that entity, or one of them at least. And I think it would be really cool for the next time we talk to touch on that again, like after you've had some time to work with the spider spirit. So that's interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'd be definitely interested in keeping you posted on that as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and allowing me to interview you and document this experience. I've done this for a lot of people, but not many are willing to put their face out there and to actually talk about it publicly. So thank you so much, and it was such a pleasure to perform this for you. And I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah, thank you. No, and I've been telling my coworkers, I mean, I have no shame in what I am and what I do for work in the magical world and in the real life, so to say. I don't hide who I am. I don't care what people think. So I have nothing to hide. And if this will help you to have other people see how amazing your work is, I'd be very happy to help with that.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I think it's great that people will get to get some real life feedback from someone who's experienced this, because I mean, like I said, it's one thing to read the description. It's another thing to talk to someone before and after, and then actually see the rite being performed. So yeah, this will at least help people to see and understand and get a better idea of what this is and what the ritual entails. And so thank you so much for that. And hey, respect for being proud of who you are and not hiding that shit, because we should be proud.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for coming on. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll do a follow-up in a few months to get a timeline and see the difference in how you have evolved and transformed from beginning to end of this. So can't wait.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Nackle,
Bye.
see you soon.